Hello, you lovely Hammers fans. It's Nick from Claret and Booze. I hope you're all well. As always, if you are new to this channel, like so many of you are, we've had loads of new subscribers just recently. Thanks for jumping on board. But if you're not one of them, why not join? You know, there's still 30% of you that are not subscribed. So please do. And don't forget, most importantly, please do drop a like on the video. Today's video is one of frustration, and I've got a reason for that, and I'm going to go on to explain it. Now, as you know, I've taken a back seat from breaking news that I get, you know, information that I get. I went through all that crap in January. Don't ever want to go there again. There's been plenty of names, but one in particular, just recently, I've been getting kind of quietly hopeful for, because I know that there's been lots of forward players, exciting players that have not been reported, you know, not the obvious names, that the club have said no to. They've gone, no, we want to spend our money elsewhere. Sullivan's very keen to get forward players in. This, I know. And a player called Pedro of Flamenco was originally touted for West Ham. I think there was for a fee there, but they didn't want to spend the money. They wanted to put the money elsewhere. Well, Sports X have managed to somehow manufacture a loan deal for a 28-year-old Brazilian striker. And it's only circumstantial because he's just fallen out with his manager. Otherwise, there would be no deal. This guy scores 1 in 2, loads of assists. He is the ultimate target man. He really is. Think Andy Carroll with Brazilian flair. Right foot, left foot, beast in the air, link-up play. He's got everything. And he was so confident of coming to West Ham that when they spoke to him about the loan deal, he said, well, look, if you get me on a loan, you'll want to make it permanent within 3 months. He was that confident in his own ability to come here and smash it. And the reason behind it was because Ancelotti, the new Brazilian coach, has said to the player that he feels that he needs to go and prove himself in Europe, because he had a little stint in Europe before for Fiorentina when he was younger. Didn't go particularly well. Little bit like Paqueta. He had a little bit of a flop in Serie A. He was only there for a year or so, and he needs to go and prove himself. So that was a reason why he wanted to grab this, a player in his peak on a loan, no risk. Come in and reinforce our forward options, because all we've got at the minute is Fulkrug. Well, Sullivan has gone to Potter and McCauley with this player and this deal. And apparently what they've done is they've crunched the numbers. They've done the analysis on this player, and they could find no good reason not to sign him based on data. He ticks every single box. But what they did find was that it had a bit of a falling out with a manager, so that kind of went back. So you got the feeling that they was trying to they didn't want the player, but they couldn't find any good reason why we didn't have to sign him. And ultimately what's happened is, because Potter can find no good reason not to sign him, he's come out now. You've seen that the statement that's come out via Claret and Hugh is true. He's basically said, I don't want a striker. Don't need one. I'm happy with what I've got. So that's it. He's cutting his nose off to spite his face. He now can't go to Sullivan later in this window if a striker becomes available for 10, 15, 20 million and say, oh, I want a striker now. He can't, because Sullivan will say bollocks. Rightly so. This was a gift. This was a try before you buy for an established, superb top-level player. Yeah, I'm gobsmacked by it. I'm not surprised, because I saw it all in the last window, and it weren't Potter then. You know, it was Lopetegui, there was Stighton, there was all these other people involved, and there is so much ego involved in bringing players into football clubs, mainly by the people that are in the club. They all want they want the club to sign their player. They do, because I don't know whether there's some sort of cap of honour in. They don't want somebody else to bring a player in, because, you know, there's no glory in that for them. They want to uncover a gem. They want to bring their player in, and this is the sort of shit you got to deal with. And it's kind of the blocker that clubs like West Ham. This is why we struggle and why we miss out on so many players. Why we've missed out on so many players in the last few years, and we're never going to learn. So unless Potter and McCauley can engineer and find a similar type of deal for a similar type of player, we ain't getting a forward in this window, because he's now made a rod for his own back. That's what he's done. It was a loan. It was a loan. But the player undoubtedly was coming here to play. You know, it's a player that would have needed managing. And we know that Potter's trying to get rid of players that need managing at the moment, because at the type of players that we've got coming in, they're more compliant. We know the type of character that Potter does want. But yeah, so we've signed 2 fullback. We've got rid of an attacker. Think what you want of Kudus, but he is potentially a world-class player. We've got rid of an attacker. We've got in 2 fullbacks. We've lost a load of players. We've lost Antonio. We've lost Ings. We're 3 attackers down from last year. We've signed 2 fullbacks. We're linked with another centre-back today. The midfield's still exactly it's exactly the same. Alvarez is likely to go as well in this window because he just don't like him, according to reports. That's not my information. The reports out there state that Potter just doesn't like Alvarez. Oh, you don't like him, so we'll just get rid of him then because you don't like him. You know, take a loss on the player because you can't manage an ego. You can't manage a personality. I just don't understand it. Let me know what your thoughts are on that anyway. I think it's beyond frustrating. Like I said, I've known about this particular deal now for 2 to 3 days, but I'm not breaking news anymore because first and foremost, you look stupid even when it's genuine, like this was, and like Gomez was, and like all the others are. If it don't happen, it don't happen, and you just get people coming at you. It's not worth it, just so that people can say I exclusively said the name first. It's really just not worth the pain. It's pathetic. So, and also I think you're not helping the situation. If there is a player, for instance, if the loan deal of Pedro had have been broadcast, a lot of other clubs looking for a striker would have gone, oh, loan deal? I'll have a bit of that. So it doesn't help when you broadcast these deals. So you won't get any more of that from me. I won't be breaking news stories. I will talk about stuff like this as it happens. And yeah, I am surprised because ultimately, look, it would look good on Potter if he gets a player in that helps us score goals and helps the team. But this is literally what we're fucking dealing with here. I mean, what is next? You know, like I said, centre back. A goalkeeper that's going to have more touches per 90 minutes than any of our forward players collectively, because that is where the majority of our football is going to be played, is in the defensive third, which is why you just need ball players back there. Is that what we're looking forward to? You don't need forwards, really. Just patience, patience, patience. Bait the press, and try and make the best out of the 1, 2, maybe 3 opportunities that you make in any 90 minutes when you've had 80% fucking possession. I don't know. I'm irritated. I am. We want good news. That would have been box office to have signed a player like that. That would have lifted the fan base. You lot won't know who he is. But if we'd signed him, your excitement levels would have gone through the fucking roof. And there's been plenty of players, as I've already said, that have not been reported elsewhere. You know, a lot of those names that are out there, I'm not saying they're false, but yeah, we've been linked to some good players in this window, genuinely linked and offered some really good players in this window. I don't know what's going on, but it mirrors what happened in January and it mirrors what happened in the summer as well. It's really frustrating. So look, that is the news. This whole thing, Potter doesn't want a striker. He's happy with what he's got, with the injury-prone Füllkrug up front, a player I really like now. But last season was not an anomaly with Füllkrug. Throughout his entire career, he's had bad injuries. You stick him up front in the Premier League as a lone striker, playing 90 minutes every game, he ain't going to last 2 minutes. He needs help. You need someone to change over, to rest him. He's going to need help. Marshall, yeah, good player to have off the bench, but that is not a replica of Füllkrug, is it? He's half the size for a start. Bowen, definitely not. He ain't a forward. He goes fucking missing when you play him up front. He only comes alive when you stick him out on the right. So with Füllkrug and nothing this season, that is it. I'm happy we're keeping Füllkrug, by the way. That's good news. But how the fuck can it be Füllkrug with no backup? How can that even be a plan? But anyway, that's where we are. Yeah, like I said, I look forward to the next 2 defensive signings, which are probably going to be coming in. All right, I'll speak to you all soon. That's it from me. Come on, you ones.